3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, where's all my stuff? Hold on. Intro. 3, 2, 1.
I'm in the charts all day. My goal is to make you money. I provide the information required to know exactly when to enter. I don't give this blanket statement, buy the breakout, buy the retest. Join me every single day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to understand the who, what, where, when, and especially the why when it comes to trading. This is why the coin's dumping every 7 days. It's releasing tokens.
All right, mic check. Mic check. All right, got the mic. 3, 2, 1. Bingo with a bango. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. It's always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. So let's make this money. My name is Joe, also known as Trade Intuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization. No one's got time for that. No one's got time for that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully the mic is good. Hopefully everything's good. Man, I was working so hard on certain things, and then at the very last moment, it's like, no, you can't. But so it is good though that I believe I'm streaming on Twitter, on the Twitter space. First time I'm streaming on Twitter space in a long time, and then also YouTube. So man, but I had this chat box thing going, and just because I changed it at the very end, I should have done a test stream earlier. Oh well. Boring, right? Boring stuff. No one cares about that, Joe. We care about making money. All right, so let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe. It's Trade Intuition. Let's get to it. Red, red, red. Why? Well, Bitcoin. But on the hour, green. Why? Well, because they were more green. With that being said, let's go and get started. I should have done it. I should have done a test run. I'm kicking myself in the butt right now. Kicking myself in the butt. Here we go, guys. Down almost 4%. We're going to zero. We are going to zero. Down almost 4%. I'm really bummed, guys. I am really bummed because of that. Man, I wanted to chat. I wanted everything. I'm so bummed. I worked so hard on this last night. Like, you guys have no idea how hard I worked on this last night. Literally no idea. And then the very last moment, it threw me a wrench, and so I just created another. Doesn't even matter. If you're not a content creator, you won't understand. You won't understand all the stuff that we go through. Anyway, poor me. All right, let's see here. Enough of the pitter party, Joe. Let's get on to it. All right, so good stuff, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We do have. So upset, guys. I literally spent hours and hours doing my OBS. I should have done a test run. That's what I get for taking a 2-hour sleep. I've been up all night. We got Al in the house says, let's effing go. 55K. Let's do it. Let's do it. 306, getting anxiety here. Let's see, does this? Nope, nothing. Let's see here. 307. The countdown was real. The countdown was real. We got Dylan in the house. What's up, Dylan? Appreciate you, man, being here. We got Clay the Great. Clay the Great. Let's see here. There's a bit of an echo. Oh, I forgot to mute my mic. I forgot to mute the mic. I couldn't see that with the stuff. Thank you, though. So any feedback that you're giving, guys, I really need it. I really need the feedback. So definitely hit the like, guys. Definitely do that. We got bingos and the bangos in the house. Bingos and the bangos. See here. Nice. All right. Let's see here. All right. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So upset, guys. So you would not believe hours and hours and hours. I know. Stop talking about it, Joe. Let's get on with the show. You know what? This show's going to be like 10 minutes. I am really bummed out. Unless y'all give me coins. Y'all give me coins. We'll make some money. But if there's no coins or nothing like that, I'm really bummed, guys. I'm really bummed. Y'all have never seen me this bummed before. I hours watching videos, redoing my OBS studio thing, and the very last moment, I shouldn't have taken that 2 hours sleep. I should have done a test live stream. That's what I get. All right. So once again, if I don't get any charts or anything like that, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm bummed. I want to do charts. I want to make y'all money, guys. I really do. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart, down 4%. Now, of course, we were looking at this in the VIP group. That's what I love about the VIP group. And we were talking about this the other day too. You know, I might see something, they might see something else, and they'll post their thought process, and it may be different than mine. And one thing that I love, we used to be in a different group to where you could not go against the head, I guess you can say, of the group, because if you did, man, you would get timed out. Like you would not be able to post because you went against what the main person's thought process was. And here I encourage it. You know, in the group, I say, hey guys, if y'all think something different, please put it, because it might be something that I don't see. And same thing, I might see something that you don't see. So it's more of a family, it's more of a community. It's not just, you know, it's more of a round table. Everybody sits at the table. No, there's no assigned seating. Everybody helps out each other. So I really do like that about our VIP group. All right, so for Bitcoin, we're looking at this, and of course we were saying, you know, here I had somebody, I think it was this morning, my days get mixed up because I don't know if I'm coming or going. I believe I went short here, and it was doing good for a while. And then, of course, I got stopped out. I didn't even realize I was stopped out. Somebody had asked me earlier today, Joe, are you still in your short? Or how's your short doing? I was like, oh, man, I got stopped out. It was a really super tight stop loss. I think I had it like up to here, and I got stopped out here. And, of course, it came down. Now, if I was looking at this or paying attention to it, I would have seen that, hey, here's a level to enter or re-enter. Well, at first, here was the level. Then here's another level. Then here's another level. All it is support resistance. If it's literally, it comes down to that. You could trade one coin. You could trade one coin, maybe two. And that's it. Just those 2 coins. And of course, know the structure. Is it an uptrend? Is it a downtrend? Is it macro supposed to go up? And you know that, let's just say, for example, here, this is really the weekly. So between our weekly high and our weekly low, it can travel anywhere it wants inside. On the daily, same thing. On the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, it can travel anywhere it wants to within those parameters. And then once it breaks that, well, then it's in the next time frames parameters. And you can just, once it breaks the level, either long or short, knowing that potentially all those ups and downs is going to lead to your original thought process of which way the market should go. Let's see here, going down the list. Let's see here. Burgess says, where are the market makers going? Where are the market makers going to buy and sell? Good question. Road Dog in the house. See Konan on CoinX Kaspa meme. Oh, okay. Definitely. We will check that out. I see. Don't forget to speak about the heat map. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Man, I got so sidetracked right now. I was... Woosah. Hours, guys. No sleep. Hours. Videos upon videos. And then... I'm not sure if you've seen a grown man cry, but you about to. All right, so this is Liquidations Heat Map. I'm actually going to put this in the chat. Putting this in the chat. That way y'all can have it. This is a Liquidations Heat Map. Now, what does this show us? This shows us where there is a lot of buy orders or sell orders. This is saying that here are a lot of people who are either opening shorts or taking profit. Here, so the higher the color, so the brighter the color, the more it is. The darker the color, the less it is. You know, this is boring. This is exciting. So here we do have, let's see here, right around a price of 69,785. we have liquidation of 18.96 million. So that's saying if the price comes up to this level, a lot of liquidation orders will get hit. And this is saying that more than likely the price, because of the market makers, it may go up to this level. Now, one thing that is extremely important, and when I first heard about heat map, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the secret sauce. This is what I've been looking for. I've been looking for an edge. And this is telling me where the sell orders are at. This is telling me where the price might go to. Now, the market makers know all the stuff that we do to try to see what they're doing. And because of that, what they'll do is they'll put a bunch of orders, let's say at this level. And as the price reaches this level, they cancel those orders and they place them somewhere else, duping you, tricking you. Now, does that happen all the time? It happens a lot. We'll just say it like that. It happens a lot. And you'll notice it too. The more you look at this, the more you'll see, oh, we have a level 69,785. And then this will go away or become lighter, well, darker rather, because less interesting. And then you'll have one underneath it just shoot up super, super bright. And it's like, oh crap. Like we were going long to get to that area. And then of course, take out our profits, close out our trades, take profit 1, 2, and 3. But now we have a level down here that is super, super bright. And what happens? Everybody freaks out. Everybody starts selling. You get liquidated as the price comes down. So with the heat maps, I look at it as basically an area of interest. But me personally, I don't pay too much mind to it, because if you notice, these levels that are in very bright yellow are levels of area of support resistance levels that we have on our map or on our charts. So just kind of give you a heads up, this is what I look at. Hey, we got Mark. Mark's lurking in the background. Nice, nice. I see CryptoCanic says, call it the Houdini map, heat map. Yeah, so with this one, I mean, I like looking at it, but it pretty much tells me what I already know based off of the chart. So I'm sure if we go to the chart and we look at 60, and I'm actually going to write this down. So we have 69,785, and our next level is 66,637. So these are our two levels. This is where a lot of liquidations are at. So if we go to the chart, we're going to see that this is a level of support. This is a level of resistance. So I'm expecting already the price, if it comes up here, to potentially get rejected and come down. If it comes down here, potentially find support and go up. It just all depends. And you'll see as the more you look at this, you'll see, this will be super bright. Then you'll have another level up here, which would be our next level, because we have a lot of levels going up, and they're all really close to each other. And tomorrow you might see this level and maybe this level, and the next day you might see this level, and this level, and the following day you might only see this level and this level. And then out of nowhere you might see a really bright yellow down here. And now you're like, oh man, more than likely it's going to go up, get these liquidations, and then come down and get these liquidations. And this is a way of seeing where all the liquidations are at, where all the stop losses are at. So for everybody who is short, they have stop losses, but the majority of them are up here. Everybody who's long has stop losses, and the majority of them are here. And I'm sure you've heard this by now, a stop hunt. And that's what the market makers do, because they know where your stop losses are at. Now, they're not going to come after your $5,000 trade or $5 trade. They're going after the majority of traders where they have the stop loss. Now, because we all pretty much know to either have our stop loss right underneath support, or some people do it at support, they know this. So what they'll do is they'll actually they'll move the market down to get your stop loss. Now, granted, they're not coming after you, they're coming after the majority of stop losses. So I want to show you, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to show you something it's going to help you reduce getting stopped out. Now, do we get stopped out? Yes, of course. Now, this area that I'm going to show you, this is an area where more than likely you might not get stopped out if there is a liquidity hunt or a stop loss hunt. So with that being said, if you haven't already, definitely smash the like, and let's go ahead and go to the chart. So this is Bitcoin. Let's go to this right here. And I don't even know where I'm putting it, but for the level, I'm going to put 69785. And this color is going to be purple. We're going to say okay. And it's right here, right underneath our weekly high. So let's do another one. This is the other one that we were referring to. So this one is 66, and then that other number 37, and then this is where the liquidations are at. I thought it was going to be way lower. I thought it was going to be way down here. Way down here. So right now, this is the range that we're looking at. So this is saying that more than likely, everybody who's going long is putting their stop loss right here. Now, if we look at this probably on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get this and copy. Let's move this, hold down shift, see if it stays, and of course it doesn't. Look at where the stop losses are at. Right at that wick. So what people do is they place their stop loss right at this area. A lot of them do. And this is why we put our stop loss underneath it and we give it some cushion. This is why we do what we do. Now, does that mean that the stop losses or the price action will stop if it's a liquidity hunt or a stop loss hunt? Is it going to stop right here? No. I mean, it could come down, wick this area real quick and come up, or it could come down, break this area and come down a little bit further to stop everybody out. Now, what I like to do, let's see if we can find this. You know, I'm going to show you a thing, but I need a range. This is not a range. Let's see here. Then for this level, it's right underneath our weekly level, but if we go to a daily time frame, let's see if we can match this up somewhere. No, this is pretty much going to be the closest one. So without looking at the heat map, this one, honestly, I wouldn't have guessed. I would have guessed this one for sure, and then possibly down here. But knowing that, this is saying that, okay, you know, we might come down, come up. But if I was the market makers, I would think that I would push the price, because they can also push the price up. And this is why we have the vector candles. And if you go to, I forget what it's called. It is called Trader's Reality. These are the vector candles. So we do this and we change this to gray. These different color candles, this is the market maker moving the market. This is more orders being, I can't think of the word, more orders being not placed, but executed. And then same thing with this other color candle. This is saying that, okay, the market makers are doing this move to potentially bring it up to this area. Now it's coming down. They're leaving it up to the retail, which is you and me, to continue going long because, oh, we're going to the moon. And then what it's going to do is it's going to liquidate the people who were going short. And then once they start going long, well, then more than likely they'll bring it down here to get the people who were going the opposite way. That's my theory. All right, moving on. Let's go to 20, this one, and let's hide this. But it's trader main. Okay, let's see here. All right, so that is that. Let me show you a range really quick. I think, do we have a range on this? Range on this? No. Oh, so I did a training video in reference to support resistance, and you need a foundation. You need a very strong foundation. So with that, for support resistance, this is, let me go ahead and refresh the screen. This is pretty bright. I don't know why it does it like this. But this is, let me go ahead and put this in the chat as well. Now, I have several free things for my Patreon. My Patreon is an area where you can go to instead of searching on YouTube for these very important videos, or maybe a PDF that was in a video. You can just go to the Patreon. There's a free portion to there, and I give you a bunch of information. So if you do want to help support the channel, just, because I'm doing this every single day, you can help support it for only $19 a month. It's about like a cup of coffee, or maybe one time you go out to Whataburger for yourself, or to get dessert. I don't know. Anyway, it's very inexpensive to help support the channel. If you want to become a VIP member, then here's the price. If you want to do lifetime, here's the price. But this market structure video is going to change the way you trade, period. It's going to change the way you trade. Now, of course, there were two recent people who are very good traders, I took their courses. Of course, their courses were quite a bit of money. Spent, 40 hours per course on average. So there was another one that I spent more time than that. Watching the videos, taking notes, I still had questions. To me, it wasn't as clear as it could be, in my opinion. I learned differently. So here I made a video that's just under an hour, a bunch of graphics that I made. I have different areas where I actually have an alert come up on the screen, so it's important. Not only that, but I tell you, this is very important. This and this must happen in order for you to do this. The other places that I've gotten information from, they don't do it in that manner. Now, granted, the people that I've gotten this information from, once again, successful traders, etc., etc. That's why I've paid for their courses. Here, basically what I'm trying to do is save you time. And I have a lot of these graphics that I made. It takes a lot of time making these graphics, about an hour, if not longer. I know it sounds dumb, but it is what it is. So just kind of let you know, I put in a whole bunch of work for you, and if you get this will help you out tremendously. Now, of course, this was the video that I did last night, or rather early this morning, about 4 in the morning. This is how to identify support resistance levels. It's over 16 minutes, and I go over a lot of stuff, so you don't have to waste your time watching a whole bunch of live streams and getting bits and pieces together. This shows you how to find support resistance, and guess what? How much am I charging for this? It's free. Absolutely free. Like, I want to show you how to do all this stuff, guys. Now, of course, if you want the extra alpha, well, then that's what you're paying for. And you're paying for the experience. You're paying for all the time and energy and everything else that is put into making these videos. For this one right here, this can make you money. I show you, of course, the range high, range low, how to identify a mid-range. I show you how to trade within a range. I show you the range percentages, depending on the market that you're in, because that's really important too. You can't just learn one thing and be like, oh, I'm going to use this in the bull market and the bear market. Ooh, man, you're going to get wrecked. So I talk about all this in this video. This video is very detailed when it comes to finding support resistance. Now, of course, my group already has all this information. The group, if you join the VIP group, all these videos, they're 3, 4, 5 minutes long, on average about 4 minutes long, and it covers all this stuff. But for the people who don't want to go and search through all my live streams and get all the pieces of the puzzle, I did a video for you last night. Not only that, but I have timestamps too, so that way it makes it easier for you to kind of navigate through the video. I have PDFs for you for free. This is all free. This is an area where you can go to where everything's in one spot. we got Grant in the house. So we just went over, of course, the heat map. And then, of course, we have more information here. And this one is also for free. And then this one is for free, too. So definitely check them out. And, you know, my goal is to make you money. Not only that, but to show you how to trade in the most simplistic form. All right. With that being said, let's get back to it. This is what this video was about. I show you the zones. So if you find this interesting, check out that video. It's for free. All right, moving on. There's a thing. Oh, here. This was a zone. So let's go to a. So this was a zone. Let's use the replay button. And let's hide. Where's this? This is in this group. Okay, thank you very much. Hide everything except this. Then hide everything else. Okay. So let's. So this is what I'm referring to. So this is a zone, and the liquidity maker, or the market makers who do the liquidity, they like to go where people have their stop losses. So for example, let's say we see this and we say, oh, wait a minute, this is a range. This is a range. And we identify this range with these areas. This is our high that we identified it with. And then this, let's see here. Well, we could have used this. Let's do this. Let's bring this over. So this was our low, and this was our high. We don't know it's a range. And this is one thing that I find so funny with all these people that do training videos and have courses and everything else like that. They speak in absolutes. They say, you know, the price came down here and it came up. This is a range, or this could be the start of a range. Let's see what happens. They already know what happens. But when you're doing this, you don't know this is a range. You don't. It's a range until it breaks out. Let's see here. Let's see, what does Dylan say? Dylan says, you were nicely dressed for the show earlier today. Who was the guy that you were speaking with? Oh, that is Crypto Coin Mindset. Crypto Coin Mindset, and I don't have their stuff. But let me see if I can bring it up. So Crypto Coin Mindset, the dude's he's really smart. He does a lot of stuff that helps the community. Crypto Coin Mindset, and it's right here. So this is Crypto Coin Mindset. So every morning, Monday morning, we do a stream together, and it's called Crypto Market Mondays. So this I'm going to go ahead and put on chat. Let's go ahead and put this in the chat. Where's my chat? Okay, there we go. So everybody, I do recommend y'all follow him, subscribe to him, let him know I sent you. That'd be really nice of you. And he's doing a lot of good things too for the market, for the crypto market. So definitely follow him. Okay, so that is that. Now, so as I was saying, in reference to the people who do courses and everything else, say, oh yeah, this is a range right here, and you don't know it's a range. Now, these are my levels. Now, granted, there was a fanboy the other day where I had one of my templates, which White Phoenix has, and the fanboy said, Joe, you can't be showing that template. That template is strictly for White Phoenix, and he specifically said on his video, don't share it. I said, dude, calm down. Yes, I get it. Anytime I show this, I will give him credit for it. Granted, I had this about a year prior to watching his videos. I said, you know, I have other ones too with different percentages, different numbers and everything else, but don't worry. From here on out, I'll say that I got it from White Phoenix, even though I didn't. I had it a year prior, not to worry. So, he hasn't talked to me since. I don't know. Fanboys will be fanboys, and I'm not mad at them, and I understand it's out of respect. Give credit where credit's due. But I mean, if that's the case, I don't remember where I got this from. What I do is I watch a lot of people, and I'll see something. I was like, oh, that's different, and I'll pause it and I'll zoom in. I was like, oh, let me put those levels in, and I'll use those levels until I forget about it, or I don't like it, or for whatever reason. And I'm always updating my templates, but this is one that I did have. And this one is one that I actually created. So, anybody who wants to use this template, guess what, guys? There's no trademark on this template. You can use this template. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I noticed that the market makers love, because what we do is we put our stop loss underneath our support, right? We put our stop loss right here. Get a little bit of cushion. And what I've noticed is the market makers, to ensure that they have this stop loss taken, they'll go a little bit lower. And not only that, for people who put their stop loss just a little bit lower, there's times where they go into this pocket. This is what I call the liquidity pocket. Liquidity pocket. This is what I call it. Now, is this a trademark name? No. This is my LP. This is the LP, liquidity pocket LP. I'm gonna start saying LP so I can sound smart and coin a term. Maybe somebody already put that term. I don't know. Am I taking credit for it? No, I'm not. So if there's any other fanboys out there, this is my liquidity pocket between the negative 25% and the negative 33%. Same thing with the 125% and the 133%. This is my liquidity pocket. I think that if the market makers want to take this liquidity area, they're going to go into my pocket. So right now, we don't know that this is a range. This is a start of a possible range. And as time goes on, we see that the price came up here. Now, there are certain courses, certain mentors that you may see where they'll move this. I've decided not to move mine. And the reason for that is so that I could see if my pocket of liquidity, or liquidity pocket, or area of interest due to the liquidity pocket, however you want to say it, to see if it comes down here and up here. But if I keep on moving this, these levels keep on changing. So let's just see, and I already know what happens because, well, I was trading it. So it comes back down here. Now, this is a great area to enter along. This is your very discounted price. This is also an area that's nice to enter for a long, but this right here, you get major discounts. Here you get discount because, well, we're hoping that it goes to our 100%. Now, notice what happened. Let's say we were going short, and let's say we entered a short right here because we think it's going to come down. We enter a short. We have our stop loss right here. And maybe other people have their stop loss right here. Price action came up, took out this stop loss, took out this stop loss, and took out a little bit more. Now, coming this way, let's say we have a long, and we have a stop loss here underneath this. Let's just say we have our stop losses in these areas here, and then maybe here, a little bit lower. Now, what happens? Boom, got our stop loss, got our other stop loss, got our other stop loss. All these people who put stop losses here, they took it, and look where it went. It went into my liquidity zone, liquidity pocket, whatever you want to call it. This is what I call my liquidity area. Now, granted, I don't have a trademark on this, so you are free to use this, guys. You are free to use this. Now, does this happen all the time? Nope, sure doesn't. This applies only if this is a range. How do you know it's a range? You don't. You don't know it's a range until you start seeing this. Until a range is starting to be established, then the more time that happens or plays out, now you can say, oh, this is a range. But by the time you see a range, what happens? It's time for it to break out, either up or down. So just to let you know, this area is really good. So what I like to do, depending on your stop loss, depending if you're using liquidity, depends if you're going to have your stop loss way down here, or if this is way too much, then you can have it appear, knowing that this is a highly interesting area for the market makers to do liquidation. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and do this, delete all that, mumbo jumbo. Now, of course, this was one of the trades that we were in for the VIP group, and I showed you the wins and I showed you the losses. Here, I posted, where was this? It's on the 15-minute time frame. So when the price, we were actually looking, I think, on the 5-minute time frame. Oh, that's why. I was like, this doesn't look right. All right, so price came down here, came down here, came down here. Once it broke, well, first it broke this low. I'm not liking it. It's coming into my liquidity area. Yes, I know it could bounce, but I don't like that we already did this. And it broke this level of support. So I told the group, once it was right here, I said, you know what, guys, let's close out 50% of our trade. Let's close it out. Let's, hopefully it'll bounce and, break this level so we can add to our trade. And now it's more, it builds confluence to what our original thought process was. It came up, came down, broke this level again. It's doing lower. I said, no, let's close it out. Let's close it out. And as soon as we close it right here. As soon as we close it, it turned green. I was like, oh man. And I even posted too. I said, I don't like how it's looking, guys. I don't like how it's looking. And let me actually show you the post. So this was at 8:45 this morning. I said, turbo, regular spot, or 2x leverage. Always be safe. It moved too fast. It moved too fast when it did this number. Moved too fast when it did that number. It was going to probably bounce, but it's making lower lows. I don't like the support getting lost every time it reaches its support. This was support, it lost it. This was support, it lost it. Don't like it. Let's close out our trade. Then we close out our trade. Sure enough, it went up, only to come down. Now, where is our stop loss? Our stop loss, let's go to this. Our stop loss is way down here. So we actually saved money by closing out a trade. We saved a decent amount of money, closing out 50%, and then the remainder here, as opposed to our, 4.73% stop loss getting hit. Now, granted, our stop loss is very tight, but regardless, like, we're saving money by not hoping and praying and let's see if it bounces. No. Once we start seeing this and I update the group, add to your trade, take off half of your trade, close the trade, even though we had a stop loss, move up your stop loss. There's some, this one we got stopped out too. We moved up our stop loss. We got stopped out at 0.34%, 2x leverage, less than 1%. We had our stop loss way down here. And look, I even have our liquidity zone down here. But, since we were doing nice up here, we started moving up our stop loss. Now, we could have taken profit here. It's always woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We could have taken profit here, but there was either plan A, plan B. Price could come down, find support here, come up. And this one I actually did a thought process video on. I do a lot of thought process videos in the group. And I was like, you know what? It might bounce here and we'll have more money into the trade. And I was really debating, man, we should take 50%. And we should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Should have taken 50%. But I was thinking that it's going to come down here and then, of course, come up. But it is what it is. Here we're looking for a bounce. Here we got stopped out. Barely losing anything. Turbo. We talked about Turbo. Jasmine, we ended up taking our profit because of this. It started to look good as far as possibly coming up, but it just wasn't doing it. So we ended up closing our trade about 4%. So if you did leverage 8%, I mean, it's nothing big, but right now in this market, some will take off and others won't. Someone take off another one. Someone just hit our stop loss. Sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, in reference to a heat map giving you extra data, people do pay for it. The only thing is, I mean, it's called spoofing, and I've had videos on this as well. It's called spoofing, where the market makers, they will put orders in to trick us so we can think it's going to go in a direction, and then they'll cancel those orders. So for that reason, I'll just rely on my support resistance, and then of course my market structure and everything else. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, issues? Do we have any chats for coins? Oh yeah, we did, long time ago. Let's see here. Almost 2x on my Konan bag so far. Forgot Konan. Let's do that. So if you don't have a screenshot of this, definitely take a screenshot. I strongly recommend it. Let's go here to this. Here. This is Konan Coin X, Konan of Kaspa. I like the name. All right, 4-hour time frame. And of course, meme coin. Percentage. Let's go 5-minute time frame. Okay, green. This one. 26%. Okay. Let's see here. Grifter got spoofed twice today. I saw him earlier today, and of course, you know, he entered a short, and of course he's talking, oh yes, you know, we crossed this and we did this and this, and then as it starts to turn, then he starts talking about other things. You know, today is no trade Monday, and you know, I don't really know why I trade today, and you know, every day is no trade Monday, and terrible Tuesdays and wacky Wednesdays, and you know, whatever Thursdays, and you know, same thing with Fridays. Oh, it's the weekend, we don't want to trade on the weekend. And then Saturdays, well, I don't know if he does weekend shows, but you know, the weekends are volatile. It's excuses nonstop unless he wins. Then if he wins, he's jumping around like a freaking monkey, and you know, just look at me guys and join the group, and it is ridiculous. Let's see here with this one. Okay, so I mean, it's on the 5-minute structure. I mean, it's bullish. You know, it broke this level. Let's make our this. So we do have this. This would be our low. Click it. This will be our low. This will be our 5-minute low, and this is our strong low. So if the price does come down here, we're hoping that it'll gain support. So if you did enter this trade, now granted, we do have, I mean, it's really not even worth marking. We have a fair value gap of around 3%, this right here, but I wouldn't mark it. Of course, these are very difficult to chart. Just for one, it's so brand new. But since this one didn't go up like 500%, and like it's just nothing but God candles, this one, I mean, if you wanted to, what you could do is you could enter here knowing that you have a pretty high percentage of it coming down. So let's go from here to here. And what I would recommend is, I mean, you could, because it could take off at any moment. See here, Pyth, looking at 1.2 billion market cap. All right, cool. We'll look at that one too. So what you could do is you could enter, let's go, oh, not that. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. So here, because it's bullish, we'll do 50%. We'll do 50%, and we'll wait and see, is it going to come up here and then come up here? Is it going to do this, or is it going to do something like this? If so, then of course we can add to our entry here or here. Now, one thing that we want to do though is, it's kind of like catching a falling knife if you enter prior to the break of a pivot. Because what could happen is price could come up, come down, come up. And then if it breaks this, then that's when you enter. But if it comes down, comes up, comes down, and you don't wait for the up and you enter here, price can continue doing this number. And now you're down 20, 30%. So just kind of give you a heads up on that. Let's see here. Let's do Pyth. PYTH. And later on today, I'm going to do a test stream because it's very frustrating. Hours and hours. I know you're thinking, Joe, stop talking about it already. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But it is what it is. I spent a lot of hours doing that. And then the last minute, a wrench was thrown in. And I said, okay, let me put in this stream key because everyone is unique. Man. Everything went to poop. Everything went to poop. See, USDT. I know what you're thinking. Joe, stop. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Show us how to make money. All right. Calm down. Looking good. So 1.5 billion dollar market cap. 1.5 billion. Okay. Let's get rid of all our junk. 38 drawings in the drain. All right. Let's see here. So of course we do have this downtrend. We have a high, a lower high, lower high. But Joe, what about this one? It's coming up higher. I'm looking at the macro, the bigger. Oh, Sam, that's why you're my favorite. Sam is my favorite. I've been crying this whole show. And everybody just agreeing. Yeah, Joe, shut up, man. Shut up. Shut your mouth. We don't care. Make us money. Dance, monkey, dance. I'm like, what was that saying? Dance, monkey, dance. Sam, you're my favorite. Put a 1 in the chat if you care. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, Joe, just get on with it. No, put a nothing in the chat. Put a nothing in the chat if you're like, Joe, just get on with it, man. Like, nobody cares. But if you care, put a 1. Put a 1. All right, moving on. I'm going to cry after the show. I'm going to tell you right now. I worked really, oh my gosh. I can hear, Joe, let me guess, you worked really hard on it? Yes, man, I worked really hard on it. Hours and hours and hours. Road Dog knows, this doing your OBS, all the hours you put in, eventually throughout the years, you do this, you do a countdown clock, you do different scenes, you do different transitions, you do different audio, different hotkeys, everything. And then, because I had to reboot my whole computer, and it's so funny too. Stream Deck says, log in. And I'm thinking, oh man, that's awesome. All of my settings and everything gonna be saved. Nope. Same thing with, there was a few different things that I had where I had to, same thing with my mouse, my Logitech S Plus mouse, where it says sign in. It's like, oh, thank you. I don't have to reprogram all these buttons. Nope. It just said, hey, Joe, how's it going? Time to reprogram all your buttons. Yep. Let's see here. So for Pyth, let's see here. We do see it coming up. It's trying to break this, and of course it is breaking through. We do have this right here for our level 0.3804. This is the level that it needs to break in order for us to possibly enter the trade. And let's see here. What do we see? We do start seeing on the internal structure, the lower time frames. We are seeing higher highs, higher lows. So we're getting some strength. I do like how it's looking. I would like to see if we had market structure, do this, come up, do this higher, and then come down to take some of this liquidity, some of this, before coming up. But it did come up, and it's fine. But what I would do is I would set an alert right here at 0.388. Definitely do that. And I believe that is all. All right, so we got Sam Who Cares. I do appreciate you, Sam. I do thank you so much. With that being said, I do thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern.